morning, everyone. Today, I would like to tell you a story, or reflection, or maybe just anything that you might want to call it. But today, I shall tell you about how faking confidence changed my life. It starts something like this. When I was young, not that I'm a complete grown-up now, but rather when I was little, my grandmother wanted me to be the best. Not just good, I tell you, but the best. Best at sports, best at art, best at speaking, dancing, anything and everything that I did. And for a large part of my childhood, I actually was. I remember the medals, the certificates, the shiny trophies that I brought home. But here's the thing. Being the best among 20 other 10-year-olds isn't exactly a Nobel Prize achievement, right? Well, to my grandma, it was everything. And because it mattered so much to her, it mattered just as much to me. But life has this funny little habit of changing, doesn't it? I changed schools, I moved to a new city, and suddenly, I wasn't the best anymore. Suddenly, I wasn't a little star in my grandma's world. Sports? That school didn't even provide a ground. Speaking? With 40 students in a class, no one noticed your raised hand. Whatever I thought I was, I just simply wasn't. Now here's the part that I don't usually admit. I failed a lot. Every time something felt too difficult, I ran, literally. I changed schools thinking that I could outrun the feeling of not being good enough, leaving friends I couldn't keep, leaving expectations I couldn't meet. Running, to me, was easier than facing my own disappointment. But then, something happened. As I moved to a new school, the expectations became a little too real for me. Well, my parents had invested so much in me being there that I, for a fact, could not disappoint them. And so I stayed, stuck on the sidelines, always in the auditorium but never up on the stage, always around people but still outside of everything that mattered. And sure, to an outsider, it might just feel like normal teenage behavior, right? Insecurities, hormones, parts of growing up. But here's the thing. When you're the 13-year-old, crying herself to sleep night after night, thinking that she isn't enough, that voice in your head, it feels like the truth. But in this new environment, something slowly started to change. I made new friends, somehow. I started caring too much about them. And that over-caring made me the overthinker, which in fact kept me stuck in my little bubble of silence. And that's when fake confidence entered my life. It began with a debate competition. And honestly, I only signed up because I had nothing left to lose, right? And if this were a movie of some sort, then my team would have won. The underdog rise to glory. But it wasn't. And we didn't win. We lost, literally lost. But standing out there, looking, pretending like I belonged, with shaking hands and a trembling voice, I realized that I could do it. Not flawlessly, not perfectly, and certainly not victoriously, but I could show up. And that was my eureka moment. So I did it again and again. The trick wasn't that my fear disappeared. It didn't. My hands still shook, my voice still trembled, but I learned to smile wider, to meet people's eyes, to act like I belonged, to fake confidence. And so I did that. I first did it in speaking, And then I carried it into conversations. And slowly people began listening. Not because I was perfect and had changed overnight, but because I dared to show up again and again, even when it looked like I was ready, when I actually wasn't. And here's the crucial part. Faking confidence isn't arrogance, no. It's about simply giving yourself the permission to start before you feel ready. Because if you wait until you feel confident, you might just never start at all. And science backs this up. Studies from Harvard and Carnegie Mellon, a research paper, show that the act of power posing or projecting confidence, even when you don't feel like it, realize that you can do it. And it shows that once you project yourself to be something, when you fake it, then and only then, it changes the way how people perceive you and how you in fact perceive yourself. In a way, your brain is tricked into believing something, into catching up with your own actions. Think about it like the snowball effect. A snowball on top of a hill. Small, tiny, fragile. Like that one debate that I did. And as it rolls down, it becomes heavier. It becomes momentous. It becomes unstoppable. That's what's happened with me. The more I faked it, the more little successes I gathered. And soon those layers of the snowball gathered into something that I could be proud of. Another thing I discovered was that real confidence is not at all about being fearless. It's about moving forward despite it. It's about embracing all your flaws, all your imperfections, and moving forward despite it. When I faked it, I wasn't lying to myself. I was just proving to myself that I could do it, that I could survive, and that the world wouldn't collapse if I stumbled. The more I faked it, the more little successes I gathered. And soon, those layers piled up into being something real. Until one day, I got better, I got stronger, I got braver, and I looked back and realized, this wasn't so fake anymore. All in all, faking confidence has taught me 3 things. First, the fear does not at all disappear. You just learn to embrace it better. Second, people aren't watching as closely as you think. More often than not, they're worrying about their own mistakes. And third, you don't need to wait until you feel ready. You just need to do it. You just need to start. That readiness, it will catch up to you later. So if you're out there, sitting, doubting yourself, and if you've convinced yourself that you are not enough, I want you to remember the 13-year-old me, crying, invisible, and afraid. And then I want you to remember this. Confidence is not something that you feel. It's not something that you wait for. It's something that you practice. And sometimes that practice begins with nothing more than faking it. So every time your hands tremble, smile a little wider. Every time your voice shakes, try to not make it shake. Every time judgmental eyes stare at you, stare back with a fake calmness. Every time your brain whispers, maybe you're not ready. I say, maybe I'm not, but I'm here anyway. And when I'm here, I have to do it, right? So go out there, step into the arena, give yourself a chance to become who you truly are. Because one day, you'll look here, you'll stand where I'm standing, and you realize it was never so fake after all. Thank you.